but he officially pulled out with an injury, so we will not get to see Farah in London. Even though he was going to be an underdog, he was going to receive a bunch of attention because of where the race is held, and because he's a 10-time global gold medalist who's won a major marathon before, and everybody wants to think, hey, this is going to be the time that he can perhaps recapture that, or maybe he can have one last big run in London, but was not to be. He's hurt, he's out, and will not start.
All right. Do you think he's ever gonna give us one last? He always says one more mile,
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if this might be the end. I mean, they did say that he was planning on coming back in 2023 London, but I feel like you easily can say that now, and then come March of 2023, you're like, hey, never mind, I changed my mind. I think it's just, I'm not confident. My confidence meter on Mo Farah ever running just a legitimate elite tier race at the marathon is gone.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's happening.
Well, even if he started and ran, you throw up the start list here, Colt. Look at all the people who have run. So there's a group of 8 or so guys who had run under 205. Now, not all of them are going to pan out, but Farah was not going to be expected to win this race. I mean, there would have been some people who were casual marathon fans who turned in and said, hey, I recognize him. He should be the best one out there. But look at what happened last year. Remember, he tried to qualify for, or field the Olympic year, tried to qualify, couldn't make it, right? Had those rough 10,000 meter races, ran a road race, got beat by a club runner, which everybody made a big deal of at the time, right? It's very clear the direction his career is going. However, you want to think like Meb maybe, right? Because we paid attention to Meb's career of just the idea of, hey, they can bring it together for one last special day. The difference is Meb just had a much longer marathon career, very consistent performer. Farah, the marathon was the postscript to his career. And, man, it changed so quickly for him. When you go from 2019, ran really well. You thought he even teased about running in the Doha 10K at the World Championships. And then pretty much after that point, he hasn't had a big-time moment after that.
Yeah, well, I just looked it up. Mo Farah is 39.
Yeah.
And he's going to turn 40 before the 2023 London Marathon. So, I mean, maybe he's just doing it because he knows he's a name brand and that he can continue his career on his celebrity stardom, that he'll still get an appearance fee. People are still want to see what he does, even though he's never going to be the way he was during his 10-year run. He can still monetize his value as a 40-year-old,
Oh, I
think that's what he's doing, probably.
For sure. The same way Bekele, who's still in this race as of this recording. Yeah. You don't blame him for doing that too, but we need to not think of them as athletes who are competing in their prime or even close to their prime at this point. They're a different phase of their career. Not everybody's Kipchoge. Not everybody's going to be late 30s and still contending for a major marathon.
Mo's only 2 years older than Kipchoge.
Yeah.
That's wild. And
right.
Kipchoge just broke the world record. How do you think that makes Mo feel?
I think it makes Bekele had a marathon time only 2 seconds slower than Kipchoge until Sunday morning. And then Kipchoge's like, we're going to move that back. Yeah. Now you're 32 seconds behind me, which is still good. You're still in a good range. But I think that was kind of a feather in the cap for Bekele. Of I'd take it. I'm only 2 seconds behind Kipchoge or something. That's a win. But yeah, these guys were never, they're not the favorites. They weren't going to be the favorites. They get talked about because they're big names and they deserve to be. They're two of the greatest, 5 and 10,000 meter runners of all time. Bekele still is number 2 all time in the marathon.